What do you say there, B-dubs?
Well, we got an exciting conference announcement I'm excited to talk about in a few minutes, but man, life-changing, life-altering, so much transformation going to happen. You know what? You know what's interesting? The transformation that's happening in preparation for conference, right? All the good activities, invitations, conversations, families protected, just all as a part of our flow of getting ready for the big conference. So man, couldn't be more excited, my bro.
Fired up for it, guys. Again, we're going to talk about this in a few minutes, but what we've got in store for this fall in Denver, it's going to be engagement like you've never seen. We're kicking it back to old school. It's going to be all about getting around the fire and truly getting this business caught into the people that you invite. So man, I'm fired up for it. But before we get there though, super fired up, guys. We continue to roll out our Triple M series, and with Zay, Meredith Ellison, Cicely Newsom, are you out there?
Yep.
Fired up. Let's go.
Powerhouse today.
All right. We got any slides, Todd? Any slides up there?
Yeah.
For you?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Look at Cicely rocking those red glasses.
Yeah. Glasses of the year.
I know. I love them so much.
I know.
Thank you, friends. I can get you a pair.
Yes, I want one. You know my color, Will. You work on that.
I know your colors. I'll get you some of these glasses. Thanks, everybody.
All right. So we are in our muscle month. Hopefully some of y'all got to listen as we kicked it off last week. And for the rest of the month, we'll have a few different agents on sharing for 5 to 7 minutes on, you know, kind of their perspective on what this month, what movement, nourishment, strength, flexibility, stamina, all these kinds of things that go into what we call muscle month, what it means to them, and just to kind of share, you know, different ideas, and hopefully something will land with some of y'all. We've got the wonderful and amazing Cicely Newsom on to share a little bit, and I think it aligns really beautifully with what I spoke about last week, and just excited to hear from you, sis.
Thanks, Whit. Thanks so much for putting this together. And I'm just, you know, just so full of gratitude. Money, Muscle, Mind has always been one of my favorite series. I love that we're doing it again. And I just love seeing you just taking charge of it as you're on your own journey with healing and wellness and all of that good stuff. So just honored to be locking arms with all of you, and grateful for Brandon, Casey, and Brian, and so grateful for my husband Ayers. We wouldn't be in this business were it not for his vision and the mentorship of Brian Delaney and Edward Pritchett. So I'm so excited to share. And I mean, the list goes on and on. I could spend 5 to 7 minutes just with gratitude for Brian Williamson and Todd Spivey and just everything that this company is doing to improve my life and the lives of my agents. So, you know, I'll first start off by saying I know time is limited. I want to ask you guys a question. I don't necessarily need you to put it in the chat, but if you had 1 or 2 adjectives right now to describe how you're feeling, what would they be? Just jot them down or make a mental note of it. You know, are you ticked off? Are you happy today? Are you confused? Are you anxious? Are you frustrated? Sarah Safety4 and I have an inside joke where the whole "I'm fine," so maybe don't say "I'm fine." That's not an answer for today, but just check in with how you're feeling, and we're going to use that here in just a second. So the first thing that I want to say is that none of these ideas that I'm about to share are my ideas. If you guys go down to the bottom right of the screen, the little Instagram symbol, the Stay Active method, these ideas have come from a local, it's actually a doctor of chiropractic, Dr. Corey Duvall. He owns and runs a gym here in Asheville that many of us attend called CrossFit AVL. And he's developed the method that he's referring to as the Stay Active method. So these are not my ideas. These are Corey's. I want to give 100% of the props to him. I'm just living out these ideas in my life from the edge of my seat right now. I will also say that I have given that the word of the year is engage, I am really referring to some of these ideas as the stay engaged method, which hopefully I will have the platform and opportunity to really dive in with you guys more on this, because I have several thoughts and certainly a TED Talk in the works around these concepts. So the piece that I want to start with is a quote that I've always loved, which was, when I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. When I let go of who I am, I become what I might be. And I'll say first and foremost, I have never been a gym person. I have never identified as someone who goes to the gym. I've never had really active memberships at the gym. But for the past several months, I've been engaged at the gym, and now I'm kind of like a gym person, but it's because of these concepts. And there's a couple of takeaways that I want you guys to get from the next couple of minutes. The first takeaway is that I believe that staying active is a part of staying engaged. And I've always believed that, but I really believe it now that I'm doing some of this work. But that's the first takeaway. Staying active is part of staying engaged. The second takeaway is I just want to leave you guys with a really simple framework. There's freedom in the framework, right, D-Dub? And for someone like me, I need framework and I resist it at the same time. And so I have found a lot of freedom in this really simple framework of strength, flexibility, and stamina. So 2 takeaways: active and engaged. Second takeaway is here's a framework that you guys can hopefully use in your life for your physical well-being, but also in your business, because I love analogies. And I think that this work beautifully overlaps with the work that we get to do on a daily basis here at Quility and Symmetry. So first, just some common vocabulary, right? I think that we have probably all have definitions in our mind of what we think strength to be, what we think flexibility to be, and what we think stamina to be. But Dr. Duvall, Corey, has sort of challenged these definitions, and this is what you see on the screen. So very quickly, for intents and purposes of today, strength is the willingness and capacity to accomplish the task, no matter the cost. We just heard Tristan Strickland say that he made those intern dials no matter the cost, right? Flexibility, the willingness and capacity to accomplish the task, but in many different ways. And then stamina, willingness and capacity to accomplish the task with minimal mental and emotional strength. Now, what's really cool about Corey's work is that he's put a belief system to each one of these categories. And I love it because belief is our first cornerstone, right? And so there are corresponding beliefs with the work that we're doing, whether that is strength. My belief system when I'm doing strength work is that I have to trust that others are going to fulfill their role. I have to trust in myself, and I have to trust that others are going to do what they're supposed to do, right? In this world of physical fitness, in this world of Quility, Symmetry. Flexibility is I have to believe that I can help others. And stamina is my belief that I'm going to arrive. I don't know when I'm going to arrive. I don't know how I'm going to arrive. I don't know if I'm going to arrive with all the things that I wanted to arrive with, or as fast as, Jordan Hutt arrived or whatever, but I believe that I am going to arrive, right? So that's just the foundation of what I want to talk about. And then because time is limited, if you don't mind, Todd or whoever's driving, can you go to the next slide for just a second? How are we feeling today? So go back to the little, task I gave you. And what Dr. Duvall says is that based on how I'm feeling that day, there's a corresponding area of my life that I need to work on. So, I'll give you an example. The other day I go into the gym and I'm pissed, right? Sorry to be so blunt with my wording. I'm mad. I'm angry because something didn't go the way I wanted. I wasn't getting the result that I wanted. And when I went into the gym that morning, I knew based on this framework that I needed to do strength-based exercises. I needed to put my head down and do the work. I needed to trust that everybody else was going to do their job and fulfill their role because of the way that I was feeling inside. And so I did strength work that day. I did some lifts, whatever the case is, like there's different, that's a whole other conference call, is what exercises should I do? But there are days also where, I went in and, we feel depressed. We feel sad, maybe we feel tired. How many of us feel tired? And so I knew that I needed to do stamina work, and I needed to do work with a belief system that I was going to arrive. There are days where I go in and I'm anxious. Oh, am I going to get there fast enough? Are we going to, is my new agent going to write a piece of business? Am I going to be able to make the dial? Like, am I going to, on and on and on. And I knew that when I go in and I feel afraid, or I feel jittery, or I feel anxious, that it's time to do flexibility work, because I need to believe that I can help others in a variety of different ways. So in the time that we have, which is short today, I just wanted to give you guys a framework to know that there are corresponding emotions to the work we need to do. And here's the interesting thing about the work, and about the work at Symmetry as well, is that I have a theory that it's very easy for us here at Quility to believe that we will arrive. I think we are great at stamina. I think that we can trust in the system. We can trust in our leaders. We can trust in all the amazing founders. We can trust in you. We can trust in all of these people. I trust that we will arrive, but sometimes I think that we are lacking in our ability to trust that others will fulfill their role, and trust in ourselves, and to trust that we can help others in a variety of different ways. So more to come. Visit at Stay Active Method if you want to learn more. And I hope to get the platform in the future to talk with you guys more about some of my theories on how that we can apply this into our business. And I just want to thank you for the opportunity of having me on today.
Oh, Cicely, this is so awesome. I love how you tied in the engagement piece, and it really ties in so well to what I was talking about last week around that intuitive piece, and doing what is right for you as an individual, right? And letting others trust that others are going to do what they need to do. And I love how this applies to all things in life, and how you're able to, take these words, stamina, flexibility, strength, apply it to the work that you're doing within the business, and then apply it to how you're taking care of yourself at home. I mean, this is really, really just ideal, I think, for this company, and so grateful that you came on and shared this with us. So thank you.
Thanks, Fit. Really appreciate it. Yeah, let's go get it.
Teach, I go to the same gym and I haven't heard it explained so eloquently yet. Good job. Corey would be very proud.
Thanks, buddy.
Well done.
Really...
Seriously, like I missed some of this, like from I've been going there for 3 years now. So really well done.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate that. And look forward to diving in more with everybody. Yeah, thank you.
So good. There he is, Brando. We
Hello,
only got a
Casey.
few minutes today, right?
We do. Unfortunately, we have to jump into some timely filming that we have to get to. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Great job, CC, by the way. Top 10 new writers for the week. There they are. Rafael Alonso Vasquez, excuse me, $11,957. That's a heck of a week. Rafael.
Hello.
Look at these top producers for the week. Hello, Joanne Castellano, $26,727. That's a heck of a week. Missy Cintron, Nick Gordon, Racine Tugbert, man, Spencer Tran. Look at all these numbers. This is big numbers. Top app count producer for the week was Monique O'Reilly, who is no stranger to the app count leaderboard. 17. Way to go. Congratulations, Brian Broyles, picking up 2 Medicare supplement applications, making herself number 1 for the week. Carl Chopin, shall we say? $1,580, pick up a DI policy. Evan Schuster is the top IUL producer for the week with $33,340. That's amazing. Top annuity is Scott Tubman, $700,000. Top DFL producer for the week is Misty Cintron with $32,402.
Very nice.
Every time I see these leaderboards, I just get tickled. Whoops. Top base shop new writer is Mark Newbauer with 11. Chris Cook with 21 new writers in his direct agency.
Yes.
It's a big number. Sarah Reinecke, number 1 for the SNA Retriever. In the direct, also a 2. Way to go. Way to go. Way to go. Top SNAs for the week: Lyles, Watts, Solomon, Martin, Foster, Bonner, Reinhardt, Perez, Pirtle, Washburn, Hunt, Blunt, Martin, Macaluso. I like that middle name there. Tapfumani Willis.
Yeah.
And
I like how
Carrera.
you lean into hard things, Brandon.
Happy money.
We
Hey.
can do hard.
I would have said Willis and been on the next slide. You
No way,
went
man.
back to just see if you could challenge yourself.
Tapfumani.
Way to leap in front, buddy.
Lean into the difficulty, people.
Got you.
Oh, look here, we got a new
Carson Wreck. Let's
theme.
go.
New theme here.
Treat yourself.
Spencer Tran, Sue Hinojos, and Betsy Barr on the new riders leaderboard, the RTWs and the APV. Way to go. Kelly Bush, top AO for the week with $47,710. Tom and Michael with the top in recruiting, and Eric Gurr and Troy Stevens with most new riders. Agency director is Sarah Reinecke with $138,000. Ben Safepour with 20 recruits, and Mark Newbauer with 17 new riders. Not bad. Trey Alderson Cloutier, great week in the rad board with 143,000. Marty Valor with 13 ready to riders, and Marty, Jamie Susie, and Dave Lappin all with 6 new riders. Wildman Ziller with $143,000. Chris Cook with 15 recruits and 21 new riders. Our top senior vice president is the Spill Dinner Organization. Way to go, gang. George and Janet Matthews with 14 ready to rides and 10 new riders. Way to go. Scott Mank, Sean Shannon, and Miranda Martin, top executive vice presidents of the week. Ryan and Michelle Miller continue to dominate the leaderboards. Ashley and Tyler Harris with 21 recruits, new riders. Miller's Brad Smith with a monster week. Way to go, buddy. $485,000.
Hello.
Yellow.
That's a big week, man. I want a text from you on what the secret sauce is about the week. Good recruiting week for Danny Young and transitioning them to riders as well. Marshall Whalen, 1.25 to 1.127 to Pritchett. 76 recruits and 50 new riders. Well done, all you managing partners. We are working on new levels of leadership. So if you have any clever or unique or serious titles for the next 3 levels of leadership above managing vice presidents, managing partners, there they are, then I would like to see those in the chat. What are some really good next levels of leadership? This is something that I've been working on personally, and I need some help. That's really what I'm doing here. Top direct is KP. Not necessarily structure. I just need names. Give me names. Kevin Purdy, heck of a week in your direct agency. Jacob Pogue, killing it on the recruits, and Chris Cook, killing it on the new riders. And finally, base shops. Pritchett with $52,895. Never Sour Newbauer with 9 recruits and 11 new riders. Man, I'm seeing big things coming for Newbauer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So here's something that we can all do to improve lead flow. Call in leads in the areas that you're talking about. Starting next week, they will also get us some numbers for analog leads in general, direct mail, mortgage protection. There's still a lot to be had out there. I think we've maybe transitioned a little too much, Casey, to digital, which is great. But for anybody that loves those old school analog leads, there are ways for us to generate a lot more of those than we are generating. Not just the call-ins, which are getting a tremendous result when run through Switchboard as well, but just analog leads in general, direct mail, mortgage protection. If you like, as kind of an homage to the past, if you will, Casey, you want to go work some mortgage protection, we can get those for you.
Right.
There's an IUL contest in the heart of it. Go ahead, Casey. You had something brilliant you were going to say. I feel it.
No, that was it, man. Ramp it up. That's what we need right now. More leads under management.
Exactly. More leads under management. I'm just looking here chief equity organizer, concierge level, principal players, the guardians of symmetry, senior partner, ace. That's speaking to my heart right there, ace. Commodores and commanders. All right, keep them coming. I'm not saying these aren't good ideas. I'm just saying that they're terrible, but keep them coming. I'm not saying they're terrible. They're okay. Some of those we might actually steal out of there. All right. Analog leads, Casey, go get more of them. Some of you guys kill it on those. Go get them. There is an IUL contest in Naples, Florida, being hosted by F&G Life, one of our favorite carriers, and has eased into one of our top carriers. We are also easing into, I think I was told yesterday, we are number 2 year to date on submitted business to them as an organization. We think within a year or two, they have one massive agency that's going to be hard to dethrone because they do only IULs. And I think they actually are a part of F&G Life. So just know, if you're not getting in on the IUL game, we got some good things coming to help you do that. This trip is the 11th through the 14th qualification period. We're in the heart of it right now, going through June 30th. So visit HQ for more details. And if you haven't been to the Ritz-Carlton in Naples, Florida, this is your opportunity to go. I want to go, Casey. Spivey, can we go?
I have asked this to Jeff and Melissa Wellman, and I've not got an invite yet. I'm just saying.
I want to go.
I'm just saying.
Look at this, though.
I mean, I texted Rod Stewart. He told me he might be in the area again.
I really want to go because I think if I go, we're more likely to see Rod Stewart.
This is true.
Top 5 right now. Look at that. William Smith, Kenneth Farrer, Danielle Millette, Caitlin Reese, and Jonathan Lipka with 70,675 IULs just in the contest period, which is pretty spectacular. Casey, we've got a conference coming up. We've been doing some filming over the last few days and having a lot of fun with our filming. So you've kind of been in promo mode. Is there anything that you want to say to maybe convince those that are on the fence that they should get to conference?
Just get registered, get that owner's pack. Tickets are going up on owner's pack. I can't remember the exact date. It might be on the next slide. There it is. So get your owner's pack, get yourself not just your butt in the seat, get 10 others with you, and that will equate to about $50,000 a month of agency volume outside of your personal pen, which is probably about $50,000 a year of passive income. So not a bad investment at a couple $1,000s, considering that you aren't sponsoring 10 people to go with you and paying for that. You're just backing yourself into a corner with an owner's pack to say, I'm going to guarantee myself or give myself at least the best shot possible to make sure that I fill those 10 seats up. So you're kind of jumping into the owner seat, into the investment quadrant here with the owner's pack. So, but you are intended to, the intention is to actually, sell those tickets to the agents that you're bringing on board. So you're actually offsetting your costs back. So net neutral, zero cost if you fill the owner's pack up. And now you got a $50,000 a month agency coming out of conference. Give it 90 to 120 days based on our averages. So it may be below that. You may fall in at 30,000 a month. You may
find one $50,000 agent.
You might, and that you also might have somebody that turns into Joanne Castellano or Kevin Purdy or Marshall Whalen.
Yeah.
Trout, like $1.5 million a week of production. What's a 5-point over out on $1.5 million a week?
A lot. A lot,
right? That'd be a good seat to fill. So get your owner's pack.
I will say that these are averages too. So you could go to conference, not learn anything, not change anything, be kind of an ass, and not get $50,000.
Possible. It's possible.
So just saying, these are averages. That means that some are above and some are below.
We are going to have a blast, though.
It is going to be so much fun. Just working on it the last few days.
This conference, and we have a lot of real good stuff coming y'all's way. So this is. I don't know. Every year we get to this point, and we say this is going to be it, historical, and it always is. I mean, we can look at our company's graphs and our growth over the history of our company and see where our conferences are. And you look at about 90 days later, and that's where we hit a new plateau. So make sure you're in it with us.
Yes.
Don't miss it.
Well said, sir.
Block party's gonna be fun too. We got to figure out. We haven't announced anything yet, but we got to figure out if we're gonna do a dress up party.
Dress up sounds
Love
fun.
Dress up does sound fun.
Hey, Brandon,
Yeah.
Casey, I promised to remind y'all at 1:30 that I would get you off the call to your
Oh,
next meeting.
Yes.
I am going to take over the screen share.
All right, I'm ending it.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
See you
We're
soon.
off.
Kill it.
Tally ho.
Tally ho.
Are you seeing the right thing? No. How
Not yet.
about now?
You get an E for effort, A for nice try. Not yet, but that could just be my delayed computer. Nothing. There we go. Now we're at the top of the slide deck though, so all good.
That's
Yeah.
where I like to do a quick recap. You know?
We like recaps. Hey, you need one of the keys to adult learning is repetition, repetition, repetition. We need to hear things twice for sure. And
No
I don't
doubt
mind this. I don't mind this slide being up here 10 times because I'm kind of giddy about this one.
Let's go.
Let's
up.
go. I know Meredith and I got to be super pumped. We loved talking to Dr. Lair, all of us. So yeah, we are super honored, excited, pumped, thrilled. I'm geeking out over here that our one of our keynote speakers is the one and only author of The Power of Full Engagement, Dr. Jim Lair. He is the co-founder of the Human Performance Institute. He is a world-renowned performance psychologist. I would argue the leading one, the pace setter in the field. And not only has he written The Power of Full Engagement, his book on decision making that I just finished, off the charts. His book on leadership and character, I haven't even read it yet. It's on my next to read list after I finish Never Split the Difference. His insights, his wisdom, his passion, you are going to be blown away. So we're super honored. Go ahead and screenshot that, get it going on social, use it to leverage. Man, he is, when you have a gift of a person who is as academically, intellectually brilliant, but can bring the kind of the cookies down from the top shelf to the bottom shelf for average blokes like me to understand. Honestly, I so appreciate the gifting of taking the complex and making it simple. And he has that, and you're going to be blown away. So corresponding with the theme of engagement for the year, why not bring in the leading expert who wrote the book on the power of full engagement? So super pumped. Meredith, what do you think? You pretty pumped on this one?
So excited. Yes. When we had that call with him a couple months ago, it's like I left just wanting so much more. And so I think so many people did. So here is more.
That's
Here
right.
is more. Get to conference. It's gonna be awesome.
Fired up.
Awesome. I'm going to jump on here for a minute. I know we announced this last week, but the registration was a little wonky, I think. And so we have cleaned that up. Please join us on Wednesday, a little pre-conference conference for Ripple to host our first Women's Plus Empowerment event. I'm going to brag on us for a minute. I'm really proud of this company and this company I'm a part of that is investing at this level for this pillar. I'm really excited and I'm proud of us for doing this. Vanessa is fantastic content, a dynamic speaker, will be able to just speak to so many in the room. But like I said, we have updated our registration. You will see at the top of the registration page a link for Women's Plus Empowerment event. Click there. You will sign in. You can go to the bottom of your page for those that this is for those of you that have already signed up for conference to modify your registration and add this in. because it's the day before conference, the main room will be taken up for rehearsals and getting ready for the main stage. So this will be in a separate space, which has limited seating. And you're going to want to have a seat there. I think we've got a lot of questions about, is anyone invited? You know, our Women's Plus Empowerment is about believing in equality of opportunity and equity. And if you are an ally for those two things, you are invited to be at this event. So anyone is we want in the room, but just so excited to have some time with Vanessa. I'm going to have the grand opportunity of getting to kind of do a Q&A with her after her speech. And I have so many questions and so much to share with her. So please go ahead, like they say, hit that done button. Sign up now to make sure you guarantee a spot. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be a great way to kick off our 2023 Engage conference. So Spivey, I want you there, buddy.
I'm there.
I want you in the room. Like, sign up. Get in.
I'm not just there. I'm sitting up front.
Yeah,
She's
you are.
legit. She's legit. I watched a pre-talk, and what amazing experiences and competency off the charts. We got a good one here.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. So,
And the content and the messaging that she's going to be speaking to, just, man, everybody on this call at some point is going to experience burnout. You've got to, I mean, it's going to be so good.
It's going to be really good. So, so anyway, sign up today. I don't know why you haven't signed up for a conference. I'm just talking, I know it's all about just modifying your registration versus signing up for your registration. But, you know, just even going back to the owner's packets, if we're getting owner's packets and we know they're going to go up on June 1st, why are we going to make a brand new person pay more for what they could pay less for today? So just understand that now makes the most sense to invest that for new people so they can get this lower price deal. So looking forward to seeing you all there. Thanks, guys.
Boom.
Perfect. Protect the protector. Open enrollment opens tomorrow, guys. My Health 2.0. There are new remarkable benefit packages, health, dental, vision, everything your family might need, guys. Please head over to enrollvb.com/Quility. Enrollvb.com/Quility. What is Protect the Protectors? If you're new, we truly believe in creating opportunities for our agents to make sure that we're taking care of home front before you start going out and trying to protect the families that we serve. This includes the opportunities to get 1 year's worth of life insurance premiums paid by the company. You can do that through our partners with Americo and Foresters. It also includes an affordable option for 1099 people to take advantage of the buying power that this collective organization has to get health insurance benefits and dental and vision for your family. And we are getting ready to go through that open enrollment period. Guys, this program is worked on relentlessly by the agent success team. And I want to give a major shout out to Kayla Rosser and Juliana Fernandez for working on this program and working with our marketing team to make sure it stays in front of you. If you have not taken advantage of this, or if you're sitting there saying, I run an organization that is not talking about the benefits that are available, please get on the phone with Agent Success at Quility.com. Shoot them an email. They'll be happy to join a conference call. They'll be happy to talk to your teams about what we offer. Again, we're not promoting anything. We have zero interest whether or not 2,000 people take advantage of this or zero. Our only mission is to make sure that our people know that we have options available that other 1099 organizations do not make the effort or invest their own dollars into making available. So if you're curious, reach out to Agent Success at Quility.com and know that open enrollment starts tomorrow. Great benefits. Let's go.
Thank you, Spivey, and your team for the hard work that goes into that. It's so meaningful. I appreciate so much y'all's vision, heart, passion there. So good.
I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that agent success team.
Mm-hmm.
They're unsung heroes, man, for
Yes.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there is somebody right there
Boom.
who we should all sing the praises of as often as possible. Employee number one for Quility/Symmetry, the boss, queen of everything, and absolutely one of the finest human beings you can spend time around, Miss Pam Fair.
You always make me blush.
You always make me happy, so it's fair.
I'm fair.
You are fair. You are fair.
Yeah, so I am thrilled to be able to make these next few announcements. And some of you may have heard some rumors about this, but we can finally announce that we are going live with SureLC on May 22nd. So that will move all of our contracting processes from Agent Sync to SureLC. We've been running with a pilot group for a few weeks, and we want to continue that for another week. So our plan then is to go live on the 22nd. It's a little under 2 weeks from now. And so once we go live with SureLC, we'll stop sending new carrier links to agents through Agent Sync. But we will, though, continue to process any pending carrier contracts that are in Agent Sync up until June 1st. And I know this next announcement is probably going to make a lot of you very happy as well. We are increasing the initial carriers that are sent for a new agent to 9. So that's going to be Mutual Omaha. We'll stop doing just in time with them and go back to sending contracts. Foresters, Americo, SBLI, LGA, F&G, AIG, and UHL. AMAM is going to remain a just in time carrier. And so they can write with those agents right away. The 6 app trigger for getting additional pre-appointments completed will be removed, but the other triggers will still be in place. So once they reach 15 apps, they'll be able to get 4 more. And once they reach 25, they can request more as needed. So this brings us to the next slide. What do you need to do? AOs and admins, we're going to have a special training call just for you. That's going to be the first one's tomorrow. Friday is another one. Monday's the next one. Emails have been sent to the AOs with the details. As for your agents, they'll receive their training via video links. It's going to be attached to their welcome email. So the training of the AO and admins, that's instructions on how you're going to see your agents' contracts and monitor things. So before we go live, in order for the AOs and admins to view their agents, we're going to need you to set up an additional SureLC account. Actually, we're going to set it up for you. So it's an additional SureLC account. So it has to have a different email address than your personal email address. Your personal one will be for your personal SureLC account. Your second email address will be so that you can see all of your agents. So Amy's been sending out some emails about that. If you haven't sent her a secondary email address yet, please do so as soon as you can. For anyone who is contracted in Agent Sync, emails are being sent out to you with a link to set up your profile in SureLC. You're going to want to take care of that as soon as possible. If you haven't received a link yet, you should receive it prior to our launch day. So just keep looking for that. There's 2 reasons this is very important that this gets done. If your profile is not in SureLC, we're not going to be able to send any additional contracts for you when you request them. Secondly, if you're not in SureLC and you have agents direct to you, then we're not going to be able to send additional contracts for them until you update your profile or set up your profile. So this is kind of one of those places we identify that could potentially slow things down for an agent in the future. So we're trying to get a jump on it. We're also going to ask the AOs and directs to help us chase down these agents that need to take care of it. So we're going to send an email to the AOs with the list of their agents that need to do it. So please help us out and get this done. We're geared up for a smooth and seamless transition. I can't wait to go and read all of your comments that are coming in now. And I just wanted to give a huge shout out to Bree Hunter, Brittany, Amy, Marlon, the whole contracting team. They've been doing a lot of work behind the scenes to make this transition to Cheryl C happen. And all while keeping up with the support that they give to the agents day in and day out. And they've been killing it. And they really deserve a lot of pats on the back and warm virtual hugs. So thanks to them.
There hasn't been any objections about this move back to Sure LC. Pam?
You know,
I don't know if we
Brandon
need to do a quick poll if this is in agreement with the entire company, but
Brandon said, should we explain why we're doing that? I was like, no, I think they know. No explanation needed.
as always, guys, appreciate your patience. Nobody here at the home office is saying that we did not see and hear each of your voices as we went through a very painful transition and things didn't turn out the way that we hoped. And oftentimes it's easy to point the finger to the people that you know that are closest to you, but also always show up with API, assume positive intent. We got into a partnership, into a situation where some things weren't met on the ends that were promised to us. And we did everything within our power to try to negotiate, correct, navigate. Lots of adjectives that Pam will not allow me to use on a national call. It would not help me in my prayers at night to ask for Jesus' forgiveness if I used all the adjectives that were used throughout this contracting journey we've all been on for the last year. But hear me when I say, guys, we do listen. We're on it. Sometimes there's lawyers involved. Sometimes there's contracts. Sometimes there's moving parts. There's lots of things going on that we don't get on calls and explain to everyone. So please hear us and accept our sincere apologies for any disruption in contracting. Thank you for sticking with us. And thank you to Contracting and Pam for continuing to take all those flying arrows while showing up to work day in, day out, weekends and nights to actually bring some change and to do something to put us all in a better position in the future. So gratitude to you, Pam, and everybody you lead.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Upcoming events, we got a training webinar. We got FIF resets. Why are you not doing FIF resets? Come on, man. EFL 101 call, FIF reset, and advanced market. Lots of these hosted by Jeff Sigworth, one of the greatest in the game. Make sure you're checking these out, guys, especially the resets. Silly. Y'all saw last month's leaderboards when we did the monthly leaderboards? You had to have over $14,000 in passive reset income to make the top 3. B-dubs, we chose the wrong profession.
Hey, Spivey, I have a question.
Fire away.
Let's say you were going to take Amy, Luke, Landon, and Ella Claire on a camping trip.
Yeah.
Where might you guys go? And pick a far destination. Not you live in a beautiful camping area, but where might you go?
Oh man, I want to go see Yellowstone and meet the Dutton family.
Perfect. You can say hi to Beth for me. I'm married to a Bethany. All right. So now let's say you splurged and you rented an RV and you got out there. Would you pack the s'mores for the trip and the hot dogs and the nice little burner and all the stuff to sustain you while you were on the camping trip? Now, this is a horrible coaching question and a great leading question.
I would absolutely pack until my wife was furious because things would be coming out the sunroof.
Right. I mean, because you already know your kids, like some of them wants a gummy, some of them wants I don't know, what's their favorite treats?
Cheez-Its, Goldfish, instant macaroni and cheese, and red fruit snacks.
That's right. So why would you try to take an agency owner to 110 to 120 run without loading up at Agency Owner Academy? Why wouldn't you do that? All right, there's my metaphor. I'm horrible with metaphors and stories. I tried. Hopefully it works, because really, Spivey and I, gosh, so many people, the events team, marketing team, internal staff, like the amount of thinking that goes behind putting on a very relevant live real-time agency owner academy that meets the needs of the newly minted agency owners. Like, it's a big deal. We are super excited. We're bringing in some of the top 130s. You get to come to beautiful Asheville, and I'll let Spivey be the subject matter expert on Asheville. For those of you that have been promoted over the last 12 months to agency owner, please keep an eye out for an email that'll come today, specifically because right now the phase that we're in is invite only. We have a limited amount of seats. It's a lot smaller than last time. And so for those of you that have been promoted in the last 12 months to AO and you have not attended, we're prioritizing you. And we encourage you, highly encourage you to sign up for all the goodies to get loaded for your camping trip in the advanced phase of Summit, all the way up to the 120 contract. So lots of great content, amazing speakers. And again, we're constantly evaluating this for how do we make it as real time as possible. And meaning we're updating it to like, what do you need right now? Which will include, by the way, I'll steal a little bit of the thunder. Resma and Pam and team are putting together an extended session on the new, quote unquote, new onboarding contracting platform, right? So with SureLC. So you're going to get the latest, greatest. Definitely want you there. So Spivey, I'll tee it over to you.
I mean, if you're going to Yellowstone Park, would you be interested in going to see live buffaloes, like the most majestic creature in that part of the country? Yeah. If you'd like to learn how Jacob Pogue and Jamie Susie recruit the way they do and dash across your leaderboards on a weekly basis, might want to come to Agency Owner Academy and learn it straight from their mouth. So much opportunity. Again, it's going to be fired up event.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, B-Dubs, let's transition into our good friend, Mr. Lucas. Are you out there?
Amazing.
I'm here. How you guys doing?
What's going on, Lucas?
Just mostly really excited to talk about what we're about to talk about.
That's fired up. Well, awesome. I do not want to take up much of your time, guys. It's going to be unique. This is our featured guest for the week. This is a critical. It impacts everybody on this call. If you submit business to Symmetry and through OP, pay attention, pay close attention. Before I do that, though, B-Dubs, let's honor Mr. Lucas, and great to see you, Emily, as well. For those of you that don't know, Lucas Eckert heads up our business intelligence team. Brian Williamson has called up Kate Doyle Henderson to come be a part of the agent development and leadership team. And she is serving in a capacity that she has felt led to serve in for quite some time. And rightfully so, Mr. Lucas Eckert has now taken over the business intelligence team. And to have the talent that he possesses with the knowledge of our systems and our processes, combined with the things that we're doing behind the scenes from a data analytics perspective, this company and your businesses could not be in better hands. And Lucas, we are forever grateful for your leadership and the way you serve agents and the way you sit there and don't sleep for 7 days when snapshots come out. We will forever acknowledge what you and Emily and your team does and never be able to say thank you. And we're sorry enough.
Well,
Spivey's words, man, my words won't do it justice. I can't compete with a Spivey introduction, but honestly, the value that you and your team provide, and you specifically, Lucas, the way you show up all the time consistently, the competency, the way you understand your stakeholders' needs, and it's unbelievable and incalculably valuable to the org. And we're so grateful you're in the seat on the bus that you're in, and excited for today. So,
well, yep. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. You're gonna make me blush now, just like Pam. But I appreciate it. Yep. And before I pass it off to the talented Emily Ward, which most of you are probably familiar with, I want to kind of start by taking a look back at where we're coming from and why this is so important. So since the beginning of time, everyone has been able to view monthly place production, but we've always had a challenge with, you can see it in the snapshot, you can see it on HQ, but it's aggregated, right? So there's so much you can do with that, but you can't do everything. So that's where we've been. And the reason why I'm really fired up about this in particular is we now have live to everyone on HQ placed policies by policy, which is huge. So we've got a little screenshot where we're not showing any data here. We just wanted to kind of show you what it looks like on HQ. It's under My Clients and then Placed Policies. And you can see you've got the date it was placed, the agent name, client name, premium, carrier, product, and then transaction type, which will show you things like, was it production or was it a reversal? So the possibilities are really endless with what you can do. I would encourage agency owners and agents to really dive into this data and look at your carrier mix, your product mix, and then most importantly, your reversal rates, right? So now you can see individually, what carriers am I having problems with reversals, or am I reversing on certain products? The possibilities are endless, like I said. So just wanted to give a recap about that. Most of you have probably seen this, but many of you, I think, have not. So this is live, and actually you'll have March production, or April production rather, up on there later today that you can look at. So yeah, it's really exciting, and there's so much we can do with this. But now I will pass it over to Emily, who works tirelessly to review snapshot disputes. And what we hoped that she could do is show you how she reviews 300 agency owners' disputes using Policy Placed.
Hi, like Lucas said, we're super excited that this is going to be on HQ for you to go through. It's going to take a lot of that guesswork out of like which policies are missing, if there's reversals and things like that. So, and like Lucas said, we use a version of this to review the snapshot or the disputes each month when they come through. So there's like 3 main things that you can use this to look at when like deciphering your snapshot. Checking to see what policies are on there is the first one, obviously. So making sure everything that you think is there is there. If it does seem like everything's there, but your numbers still aren't what you expected, the next thing to check for is if you have reversals for that carrier, that would bring your numbers down, obviously. And then the third thing to check, if there's still a policy that you really think should be on the snapshot and is not, what's cool is we've been putting this information in HQ for a while, I think most of 2022, but you can, so then you can go back and look at previous months to see if maybe a policy like that you thought was on the April snapshot, maybe it did come through in March and you just didn't realize. So that is the third thing that we usually check for. What's cool too is you can export it, so you can make your own notes on it, and that's like a good way to be able to double check what is there with what you think should be there. Again, we're super excited about this, and it should really help make the whole process a lot smoother for everybody.
Awesome. Thank you, Emily. Todd, B-dubs, anything else we got to cover?
Man, true to BI, simple, succinct, clear.
I mean, you landed a conference call a minute before 2 o'clock.
That's amazing.
That was the plan.
And literally in 5 minutes explained something that could impact every single individual on this call that want to simplify. Lucas, I would say this, I'll open a can of worms and hit something head on. I've been all about that, guys. I've been leaning in lately. Romans 12:2 for any of y'all interested, something I've been reading and paying attention to lately, but you got to hit these things head on. We always get anxious about snapshots and when they're going to come in. Guys, we cannot control when the snapshots are ready because we are waiting for the carriers to send us the final data, and then we have to collectively put all that together. So, Lucas, any advice on a good barometer for the best guess BI can give about snapshots and when they're rolled out each month?
Yeah, so as we do at Quility, we're always improving and trying to get better at what we do. Some of that is out of our hands, but Emily, for instance, has really streamlined a lot of this. So basically, second week of the month is what we're looking at. But just to put it into context, this place policies thing, that was unimaginable 2-3 years ago. And here we are making it happen. So we will continue to make improvements. And I hope that there will be a day when the snapshot's released days into the month. But right now, a good guesstimate is always second week.
Perfect. And when we're going through those snapshots, guys, remember, when we're going through these individual disputes, we know how important that business is to you. There's not a bone in our body that wants to keep one bonus dollar from going out to any deserving individual or stopping that promotion. That is not how our system works. This whole thing is built on sharing the wealth. So please understand too, that we have to be very diligent, because whatever we have to rule or review or overturn or have changed in snapshots not only impacts you, but it impacts bonuses all the way up through the ultimate 130. And therefore, it's not just your bonus. It's not just a producer bonus. It's not just an equity bonus. It's not just a 130 bonus. There's so many things involved. So please understand that, one, that we have to, as an organization, continue to keep our eye on the collective and what's best for the entire organization. And we literally also can only depend on the carrier's rules and the carrier's information they provide us. There are so many opportunities for exceptions that we would want to allow if we had the time and the bandwidth to literally go through 5,000 agents, individual business. But right now, as a company, we have over 250 employees. I don't know exactly, Lucas, how many is under your stewardship right now, would you say?
5, we're at 5 now.
We're at 5 individuals that are trying to serve and be the heart and work through that many snapshots. We've got to continue to invest and improve and grow our business as distribution to write more policies, protect more families, create more income so that we can give Lucas more resources. But understand, when it comes down to your individual business, and the reason that NLG did not place this policy on the 3rd, and they promised they were going to do it in the 20th, like when you multiply that times 5,000 agents and potential scenarios with 30 plus carriers, it is a very difficult task. And so I ask everybody to continue to lean in, use the resources you have available, log into HQ, watch your place policies, take notes, share what Emily just said. I will sign up Emily for something that Lucas didn't approve. My apologies. But if we need to record a video of Emily teaching these things, or make time to provide resources to you all and the large agency owners so that we can better serve and have everybody seek to understand, please let us know, because that is ultimately what we want to do. And just know that we appreciate each and every agent. We appreciate every single application that comes through. And Lord knows we appreciate how hard it is to get to 130 and to create a serious life of impact. And none of us want to stand in the way of that happening. We're doing the best we can. API, assume positive intent, and know that this company is under great leadership, such as Mr. Lucas and Emily on the front lines. And as always, my buddy, Brian Williamson. To all the guests on the builders call, chat messages, text messages blowing up. Incredible job today, guys. So grateful for y'all pouring in. Appreciate everybody, and I can't wait to see you all next week. Get registered for AOA. Let's go.
Let's go.
See you, everybody.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.